Yes,
Um,
it has.
I was in Vegas and
I lost you.
yo, now we're on. That makes me feel a lot better after that.
The little intro. Ronnie
I like
Williams.
I like
Thank you,
that,
buddy.
Ronnie. Anyways, as you know, I was in Las Vegas. I tried to do the show from there, but I was in some really boring meetings and couldn't get out of them. Although I did sneak out quite a bit. Oh wait, I shouldn't have said that. Somebody
Yep, that's not good. They could be watching you.
strike that. But it is good to be back. And in today's world, how much can happen in a couple weeks is beyond words.
Oh
It
boy.
really is. It really is. Um, I know you have some things you want to do. I have some things I want to do, but yeah, I was kind of looking back in time, and here's the thing that I came up with today. All these companies are these woke companies and making all these decisions like Disney and that. And I got to thinking, what exactly do we expect? These people were in college back when all this crap started, getting their minds filled up with this. So the people that are running these things now on the board, CEO, are the same punks that in 2015, 14 were going against this. So what did we expect them to do as when they come out in the world and start running companies?
Yep,
This is
exactly.
because guess what? It is not about money anymore. It's about an agenda. And I really believe, like, just think about these oil companies. Why aren't they like stampeding to try to get drilling going again? What is Chevron doing? And now I'm starting to wonder the motives of everybody right now. Like, what are
Um,
you waiting for?
I I did notice a little decline in the gas around where I live.
Yeah,
389. I'm at whatever. I'm at
yeah,
this point in time, a couple cents is a couple cents, but uh,
yeah,
and I think it all has to do with the money. It all just has to do with about it's about the money. It's not about the consumer. It's not about the people. I think it's greed from the very top as far as well, who's the big uh fuel tycoon, not Chevron. That's who everybody blames it on. I can't think of the name right off the top of my tongue right now. It's right there. I just can't think of it. But
yeah,
everybody says, "Oh, that's not Joe Biden's fault, or that's not whoever's running this country. That's not their fault. It's this company's fault." And I don't understand why, whenever all the inflation takes off and goes skyrocketing, so does our gas prices.
yeah.
Um,
I just think that we've got to a point right now where any chance anybody could take to gouge us to death is going to happen. But I think all these people are connected together in some way anyway. All their campaigns get money from these people, so I think it's just a big of corruption the whole way
a
around.
bunch of jerks. That's what they are. A bunch of jerks.
Because I just believe it's this agenda over everything else. I really do. I think it doesn't even the other things don't even come into play. I think it's this liberal agenda to get done what they want done, to get to this great reset, to their get what done. Because I mean, think about this, Gary. I was watching this swimmer guy, girl, whatever it is.
Oh boy, I'm glad you brought this up.
But
Go ahead.
here's the thing that bugs me. This is always what happens when liberals are pushed to what they really believe. Now, we have this big fight for women, right? Years and years. Trump's against women. Everybody's going to. So now we have a situation where they have to show their real colors because now women that work hard trying to get scholarship or trying to get,
Yeah.
you know, are now getting beat by a half guy, half girl. And that doesn't matter now for the women that this is
Well,
happening to.
the problem is definitely that, but now the women are they're actually standing up now. Uh, one competitor, I think she was a bicyclist or racist. I think she said uh, she will forfeit. She will not, So they did. Whoever was in charge did not let that young man slash
Thing.
homo, whatever you want to call him, but whatever he was, they did not let him race. They said no, and I think they're starting to stand up now because they will lose every. I mean, they will lose their sports. I mean, they had a. I guess back in the day, I heard
Well,
some
okay.
coaches.
So let me ask you. Okay, so what about the marginal NBA player that decides he can go over and play in the WNBA and be an all-star? So when does this stuff start happening and that slippery slope where now we're just going to keep going with it? Think about that. Now you got.
Well, it shouldn't be allowed. Period. It should
That's what
not
I
be
mean.
allowed.
But you're starting to let it. So when does the guy think I could make a lot more name for myself if I turn into a woman and play basketball? You know, he's going to be better. There's no way
Right.
around it.
Well, it was like that kid that did the swimming. Out
Yeah,
of all the kids at his age throughout the country, he was like 458.
that's what
And
I
then he
mean.
gets to the
Yeah.
women's, he takes first. So that's like a big pat on his back. Hey, good job there, buddy. I don't even see who in their right mind would even allow something like that.
Well, see,
I really don't.
it doesn't work the other way. So this is a one-way bad thing because is no girl going to go from a girl to a guy. She's not going to be better. She's going to be worse. So
Well,
it's
that
always
all
going to be the.
depends now.
Oh, there's no depend.
Nostratomus, it
What
depends.
girl's going to beat a guy at a sporting event in the pros?
Well, not in a maybe not beating a sport event, but you got
Well,
women now refereeing the NFL
no,
that could be calling better than a man. Not
no, but
as far as physically,
yeah,
no, I
that's the
don't believe
thing.
it.
It's only going one way. This is only bad one way. The guy going to the girl.
Yes,
That's
that's
the
horrible.
only side that's bad because the
Who
other
would
way
even
around is going to help him.
who would even want to do that?
I,
Honestly.
it's
Okay,
like,
well, if this guy, his name was Dan, but now it's Danielle, and he wants to go play in women's sport, I would, no matter what your beliefs are as far as your gender goes, I think that's kind of you already know you have an advantage. Why would you even want to do that with the right mentality? But obviously, if you got your gender screwed up, you don't have the right mentality anyway. So,
well, and
I
then
mean,
so that brings us over to the state of Florida and this "Don't Say Gay" bill. Now, here's the way you have to look at this. I know they disguise all these things to make it not look.
Jesus.
This is if you are voting to fight that, you are voting for the parents to have no say in their 5-year-old school curriculum.
Yep.
That's what you're voting for. You can
Yes,
make
you are.
it seem like whatever you want, but that's what it is. That's the agenda. And so
Yep.
you want to get it. You know that's against the law, really. You know that,
Yeah, I
right?
don't. Yeah,
It's
I think.
against the
Well,
law.
I didn't know it was against the law, but I would think it should be.
No, it is.
You should
It
have.
is.
You shouldn't be able
You
to discuss that with a minor,
you
especially
are
not yours.
you are supposed to be teaching scholastic scholastic things, not connected to things that parents deal with at their. It's not. It's against the law.
I don't.
So,
I just. It should even. It should be against the law to even discuss.
but what person in their right mind would be okay with that? I mean, I just. So, I just, you know what, it just amazes me that I'm even talking about it. Sometimes it's just like, what crazy people are thinking this is a good thing? I'd really like to know let me see. Wow, I'd want my son to learn about how to become a girl. Why wouldn't you want that? I mean, it's just bizarre behavior. It's like from the pit of hell.
Yeah, that's. Listen, those. I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. But those are the woke people, man, that voted who's in that office right now.
And they won't take their
That
foot
guy
off.
is so far off the chart. I mean, that he's a bumbling idiot, and I'm sorry, but he has no business being in there.
It's embarrassing watching
It's
him.
totally embarrassing, and it's even getting worse. And this is, and the people that are thinking it's okay for teachers to teach their children that stuff, they think this guy's doing good. Like I seen a poll yesterday where something about if he ran 2024 or if Trump ran or somebody else ran, blah blah blah. And there was still 11% of the people, however many were in this poll, that voted for Biden. I'm like, are you crazy? Like,
I can't, I can't get one person to tell me anything good. That it still goes back to, well, we don't have a con man, a reality show guy in the White House. No, we have somebody that's a show, but it's a bad show, a bad reality show that's in there
We
now.
don't have a con man or a reality guy. This guy doesn't even know what reality is, let
Yeah,
alone
I don't
he
know.
can't even talk straight. Let me
I don't
just
know.
tell you this, and I don't mean to interrupt again, but I'm getting
No.
heated up. My ears are getting red. I can feel it.
Oh, that's what we like.
But this Hunter Biden thing is going down the pike now because it's all coming out. And Mr. Biden has a lot of ties in that laptop, and Durham's got getting to the bottom of it. He's got all this information coming out. So there's going to be problems with big man Joe here coming up shortly and Hunter. I just don't see them walking away from this.
I see them walked away from everything else. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I think this is kind of damning because there's underage children in this video. There's some crazy things on this where another one is Anthony Weiner's laptop.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
another one that's coming out. I don't know
Well,
what that is, but you need to turn it down.
what is it?
I don't know. It's in the background.
Oh
Here's,
no, I just put the show on Facebook. Sorry.
oh, okay.
Yeah, but here's the thing with this. Everyone knows what Hunter. But did you see the head of was it defense? Wait, said that nothing in that Hunter story is
Yeah.
anything to talk about. Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
What else are they gonna say? They're gonna lie till they die now. That's gonna be their new thing. Lie till you die.
that's true. That's a good
Because
saying.
it's all coming out. I mean, it's all coming out. And I don't know. I would just love to go to that White House one time.
I would just like when people watch Chuck Schumer stand up and talk, or Nancy Pelosi, or even that guy from Kentucky, gosh,
Adam Schiff.
McConnell.
Oh,
I mean,
Jesus.
These people are embarrassing.
First of all,
Our best people are obviously not in government because these people.
Adam Schiff looks like he's on something. His eyes are this big around.
I love how these people's name kind of Shifty Shift, Wiener, and he's showing his wiener. Yeah.
Nancy Piglosi.
Yeah. I mean, they just all these names like Booty Jig. I won't even talk about that. What that name?
Yeah, he was supposed to be in charge of transportation. I ain't heard his name since the earth cooled now.
Well, he was on paternity leave. Give him a break.
I did see the new electric Hummer H3 today.
Did you?
On a truck. Yeah, one. One. On a car carrier. All by its lonesome.
Wow. Oh my God.
That's a whole nother. I just read where they're saying now with the electric vehicles, the lithium batteries are worse for our environment than any fossil fuel. You need fossil fuels to make lithium batteries. And I deliver to a landfill, okay? You would be amazed if you see what is put in our ground, our earth. And I can't go into it on here, but you would be totally amazed. And to put lithium batteries in the ground like that is totally, totally not good. So these people in their climate and their fossil fuels are bad, and they got. I don't know. I'm ready to blow a head gasket, bro.
Well, you know what? What's funny about that is they don't talk about no battery lasts forever. So the cost of that battery to replace it after I don't know how many years they last is a phenomenal amount of money.
Yeah, it's a crazy expensive.
So you're not even you don't have any maintenance on it, anything. Oh, okay, in 3 years you're gonna have to spend 15 grand on a battery.
Let's sum up this political BS in the beginning right now. And let's try to name one positive thing that this administration's done since they've been in there. One positive.
Well, how long do we have to come up with one? Because there isn't any
at all, because you ain't gonna be able to think of any.
There's nothing. There's
absolutely zero. So there's really no sense in talking about it. Our best thing is what they say is wishing on one hand and doing the other. It's what we can do. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best is how I look at it.
And all you have to do really is anybody out there wants to do, just go ahead and do a little research on the state of areas where Democrats are in charge of red states. Just go look how they're doing across the board. The cities, the areas where liberal Democrats are in charge, they all are horrendous in every single way.
They're falling.
Cost
Yeah,
of living, the
but people,
taxes.
but people think they're doing good, and they keep unless they've been cheating, on the local level too. These people still keep getting voted in.
I know.
19 years in office, and you ain't done a single thing for this
Not one
area.
thing.
And you
Hey,
know
you know
what?
what? I wanted to touch on these local levies while we're at it.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
every year they come up with these emergency levies and things. Now, the whole idea behind these is we just need this money right now. And then here's what happens. Here's what happens to all of them. Now they want it again to keep, well, you're not paying a dime more, but wait, you said this was a short-term emergency levy and none of them ever are repealed. They just keep going. So the term you own your house is such a big joke because you don't own anything.
No, you don't.
And when you're done, and if you don't have the money, how long from now when they start doing whatever, they'll just come and take it from you if you can't pay the
Yep.
property
And
tax.
insult somebody else. Yes, they do. That's
So
right. Just
it's
like color time.
it almost looks like renting is the better bet. It really does. They've made it into that right now. That's how bad it is.
Well, that's like a catch-22 though, because if you're renting, you're just lining somebody else's pockets. Where when you purchase a home, it's supposed to be an investment for you and your family.
It's
But yes,
supposed to be.
right. It's a catch-22.
I mean, just like me,
Renting,
I'm selling a house in Champion right now in the middle of it. Oh, now the county wants a survey and they want this cost and that cost. Everybody comes out of the woodwork wanting their hand out every time you make any kind of a sale
oh
or
yeah.
anything. Like out of the blue. Oh, we need $600 for a surveyor. Oh, you do you? Well, what do you want me to do? Now this is coming out. Oh, I'll just write you check 600. Go survey. Heck with you. I'm not paying it. Forget the
You should
deal,
say,
man.
you should say, I need 1,000 to go find the 600 for the surveyor.
Yeah, not to mention the surveyors are backed up to whatever. So I mean, it's just like,
It's
oh,
great. It is.
they want 15%. They want taxes for this. They want some kind of fee for that. And this, I mean, it just is a big long list of fees. I'm sitting there going, why didn't I just sell this myself?
And it's every year. Every time elections come around, levy this,
And then
levy
and
that.
everybody gets scared to death. But look, we have to do with what we have. Why aren't you? I mean,
Right.
we're told to just suck it up and do better, and all these costs are up. So where are we supposed to get this extra money from?
I don't know. I don't know. I
We
don't know if a
raise
lot of people know what they see like a school levy. They vote yes, but they don't understand. Everybody's taxes are skyrocketing right now where
can't
I live.
you cannot
I mean,
keep
we pay big
voting these.
taxes here.
I know where you live because I have a place there. It's
Yeah, you're not
ridiculous.
far. You're right around the corner, actually.
Yeah,
But
it's
it's like it's and they just keeps going up and up and up. It's
hey,
ridiculous.
what is it over there now for you got a bigger place than
Yeah, it's
I have.
probably ours is probably close to 6,000 a year.
It's that high?
Oh yeah, they just built that brand new high school.
Oh my
If
god.
I'm not mistaken, I think Rebecca told me it was close to 6,000 a year.
So 3G's a half, which
Yeah.
comes around real quick. How quick does that half come around? I'm just like March and now I've got some. Wait a minute, June, July. I'm back at August. Here we go again. I mean, there's just months you hate to see come up.
Every time it comes around, I duck. I'm like,
March and August.
yeah, it's nuts. But
Yeah, believe me.
I
So
mean, they do have a good school system. I do
yeah,
understand that, and
and it's easy
it's
to sell a house in Champion. If you
yes,
do buy something out there, it's really easy to
and they're
resell it.
not really like we're not really like in a neighborhood. We're sort of like on the outer skirts of
No,
Champ, like almost
yeah,
Southington. So it's
yeah.
sort of like a semi-country setting, which I like. Um,
Yeah,
because
because
I've
I
I've
had
always seen
I
it.
had that place over there right across from the junior high. I love that place. I mean, it was out, but wasn't too far out.
Right.
and it's just low water area there though, and they built those
There's a
stupid
lot of
little.
that in Champion.
Yeah, it's bad, bro, down there. That whole it's there wasn't enough to put those stupid little duplexes there at the end of 305.
Yeah.
The hen houses that he put up. All that
Yep.
did was add more less fall for the sewer, for that runoff. It was just it made it. That's why I moved, because
Even my
he built.
father-in-law, though, he's over off of 305 across 45, and it's a lot of swamp back there. I mean, it's swampy.
It's really low. In my backyard over there on 305, it would half the yard would be taken up by water. I had a sump pump, Gary. My sump pump went out one night. I didn't know it, and it's dark. I'm getting ready for work. It's like 6:30. No lights are on. So in my basement, you have to walk down 3 or 4 stairs to hit the light. It's not right at the top.
Right.
I'm all tired. I got to iron my clothes, cold, but I had to take 3 steps and fell into a sea of water, sewage, crap. It was up to here. It was up the steps. It was that
Oh
high.
my.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I had
fell.
4 inches in mine last year.
It was 4 feet,
Oh my
4.5 feet.
God.
I just fell right into the water in the
The
dark.
house on 305?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It was that bad. So I start yelling and screaming like I could. It's a shock. You talk about waking up in the morning. Yeah, if coffee doesn't do it, walking into cold shit water in the
Rainwater,
basement will
yeah.
do it. So I lost everything down there, bro. I had just redone the whole thing.
Oh, it was
Shit,
finished.
carpet, got the stuff down. Everything's perfect. I had a little office in there.
That's horrible. I mean,
And
insurance would probably fix
oh,
that, but
it did, but I mean, then we didn't want to do it again because what if it happened
just
again?
think,
It's like,
right.
so they
That's
made me throw
nuts.
out everything. I mean, they made me throw out everything, and I was like, so I'm trying to keep track of everything, but I could have been killed too. I mean, the water like that, who
Outlets,
knows what was plugged in?
right.
But you cannot have a sub pump go out and champion over there. You cannot
Mine
do
went
that.
out. Rebecca got home from work, and I said, "Listen, when you get home, check the basement because you walk in my garage and go up 2 steps into the breezeway. The door's right on the right, so you open up the door, you can see the basement floor." She goes, "We got water." I went, "What?"
Uh,
Here, off my water softener, I got 2 garden hose running down in the crock because they'll recycle about midnight
yeah.
and they blow all the water out of the tanks. Well, that hose got stuck on my float. And the float stayed on and it emptied out, but it burned up. And then it shut off and then it just
And that's done. It
flowed
just
in.
flies in there. Hey, it was
Yeah.
a
But
bit.
it wasn't finished. Ours wasn't finished, but I had to throw out some stuff. I got a dumpster and threw out some stuff.
Well, I was really handy. It took me like 6 weeks to build a 10 by 10 room. It took me 6 weeks to do it. So
I know how
that's
to
why
use a stapler. Um,
glue.
yeah,
I glue everything. I just put some glue on it. Fix it. That's how I fix it.
super
Um,
glue.
yeah, I use that Gorilla Glue for everything. Everything in my house
That's
is a
good.
glue. But
Gorilla
hey,
glue. That's good.
I was to Vegas and I had more pictures taken with me because of my mask. I was like a celebrity out there.
What
But
about math?
my
Oh,
mask
math.
this mask is useless. Even the pilot took a picture with me. I put my
Are
arm
they?
around.
I hear there's lawsuits going on about that now with these airlines still making people put these masks on because they're saying the air and airplanes is supposed to be 10 times
It's the best.
better. Yeah, it was what do they call it?
It's air filtration. Their air filtration's the best
Yeah,
that's the best place to be.
I forgot what they called it. But anyway, now there's people really starting. The people that work for different airlines and the general public are starting to come down on this because all these mandates have been lifted, but because you're on an airplane, you got to have it on, and that's a crock. I'm telling
Well,
you right now, I would not
they
fly.
actually, when I was in New York, they actually had a plane land in New York because a guy took his mask off and didn't want to put it back on. So they actually landed the plane in New York where it wasn't supposed to be going, took everybody off the plane, arrest this guy, have everybody get back, yeah, and then wait another hour to go up just for that.
That is,
Where have we?
I'm telling you,
Where are we at in this? This is beyond this
it's the
censorship. You know what else I want to talk about? This censorship stuff. I got kicked off LinkedIn and I didn't even make any posts. What? I mean, seriously. I woke up one day to check my thing. You have been restricted from for what? I don't even know. I never post anything in LinkedIn.
dude. You're in your Rolodex, bro.
Man, oh
So am I.
man.
So am
So
I.
I just want to ask you because I've asked I ended up on Hannity on a call-in Hannity show, and I just happened to ask him, have you ever wanted anybody off the air or silenced or got to kick him off Spotify? I have argued with people forever. I think you're a loon. I think you're a nut, but I've never wanted somebody silenced. So
Yeah.
why do liberals always want to silence everybody? What is up with you? That you're supposed to be the open people. You're the all forgiving, loving, but you can't put up with one single person that disagrees with you, or you want them off or out or killed
Well,
or whatever.
you got to remember too that stuff. That being that strict about silencing people really didn't start until after President Trump got elected.
Yeah, I
Then all
know.
of a sudden, they lied about him through his whole 4 years. They tried
Yep.
everything to get this man out of office. And if you said different, you shut up. You be quiet. You're not allowed to say that. Even on social media networks, you're not allowed to say none of that.
So
And
what? So why is it if just like I always laugh when somebody wants people to stop praying or they don't want somebody with the Bible. If you think that that's a joke and you don't believe in it, what is the difference if somebody's doing it? So I'm just a marvel by how these people stomp their feet and just they want to fight about everything, but they're
let them
supposed
go
to be the
stomp their
most.
feet in Afghanistan when
uh,
somebody kneels down and
uh,
prays. Let them go stomp their feet then
But
and watch what happens.
they're supposed to be the all-inclusive group, and they're the most non-inclusive group on this planet.
Oh, yes. They are.
Again, my good old friend out there has ceased to exist because he didn't agree with some people on my threads talking about Putin, like somebody loved him or something. I still don't know what that meant.
That's because the media tells him so. And that's the number one problem in this country, Thomas, right now is our stupid media. And if I could smack any one of them, I'd like to do it all of them because they sit there, they're paid to say stuff and be told what to said. And they do it. Soros and all them guys fund those people. That's why you hear nothing about the stuff that's going on. You won't ever hear it in the
Yeah, I
mainstream
know.
media. You got to get off your dead butts and do your own research. And once you start finding the same stories on different outlets, you're going to be like, uh-oh, this might be real. But these
Yeah.
people watch MSNBC and CNN, and I could name a couple right now in my family, but I don't want to because I'm a super nice guy. But
I don't.
that's the problem.
I've,
I don't even watch local news. Local, I don't watch it.
I only watch local news because Vince has been on it so much. I start watching
Well, that's different. That's sports. I mean, they'll probably start lying about sports too.
that.
But no, that's different. That's your son, and he had a great career at the high school.
Got a great
He broke a lot
honor
of
at the
records.
end of the year. Honor was just, you're the five guys in the area. You're sharing space with a guy from Harding, Mooney, and you got
That's awesome.
little Vince, who I still remember with the high pitched voice, throwing up half court shots when he was chubby little kid, and it's just
Oh,
boom, just like that.
he's what, 18 now? He's a
Yeah,
senior.
yeah,
Wow.
just like that.
Is he gonna continue to play ball or
Well, he has a big deal sitting on my table, 4 years at 38,000 a year. That's about a
really?
$160,000 deal sitting there.
Well,
Yeah,
he needs to do that. I mean, he's only what, 5'8", 5'9"?
he's about almost 5'10".
All right, he's gonna be like a little Stephen Kerr for the Bulls.
He'll be a really good, and he's been playing in these off leagues like these former pro people. and just
Yeah.
tearing it up. So I mean, he's going up against a lot of really good talent to prepare himself, but I don't know. He's kind of scared about going. He's kind of, you know.
Well, it's
I
probably a
said
little
you
nerve
can't.
wracking.
I said you can't think of it like an 18-year-old. I said, I believe it or not, when Kent State, when I played ball there, I was not going to go because it was the Golden Flashes again, and I already was a champion of Golden Flash. I hated it, so I don't want to play for Golden Flashes again. Now
You're
that's an
lucky I
18.
didn't play.
It's just that's an 18-year-old's thought pattern, not thinking correctly. I don't care if they're called the mud shit. Go play. I'm
You're lucky I
worried.
didn't play. I would have smoked you. I would have hit you with the ball on purpose.
That ain't gonna stop me.
That's funny. I used to hear you down at Packard Park. Hey, watch this one. Are you ready? You
Yeah.
better be ready.
How did you
Correct.
see that? How about
That's
I came around third base and all these players, I play with my brothers over there. I came around. I'm gonna hurt somebody. These kids out here just having fun. And around at third base, everybody went, "Oh
here he comes.
my god!" Yeah, my brother would go, "Will you stop laughing, going around the bases? Stop!" I go, "I'm just having fun." He goes, "Please stop."
That's funny.
I
I
didn't
used
know
to
if I
hear you.
start giggling around the bases, but I
I
was
was
that
down there a
happy.
couple times. You guys played night games down there a
Yeah,
couple
a lot.
times. I was
Yeah.
down there. Terry played, I think, when I was down there.
Who?
I think Terry, or was his softball?
Oh
How
no,
about
this
not?
was hardball. Oh, you mean
Yeah,
Terry
yours was
who?
hardball.
Yeah.
Fairbanks.
Oh yeah,
He,
yeah,
he
yeah.
didn't play hardball, did he?
Yeah, he played both. At one time, he played hardball. Then he went to softball. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I
Yep.
remember going down there and seeing you down there and hearing you.
I,
I
I
could hear
had
you more than anything.
I had a lot of screaming echo. The park echoes a lot, and when you hit a
Yeah, but
bad,
it's like it's funny because it's like you brag.
yeah, but I'm
You
glad
really
my
don't want me to do this, do you? I
you
really
really
going
gonna you really gonna let me bat again? I'd walk me.
That's funny.
But I'm really glad my kids are not like that because that was a different world. You ain't getting away with that crap anymore.
Yeah, plus you were playing with a lot of your buddies. You
And
guys
you know
did.
what? I just liked it when I got up and got a hit and everyone was so irritated. I kind of fed off of that. Like I'm bothering you that bad that you're getting that mad about this is better than I thought. But now I kind of look back and man, I wish I hadn't done a lot of that stuff. But what are you gonna do?
Well, you got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. And if
I was
everybody's got to
just,
do it,
but you got to remember back then, Gary, we had nothing much else to do. You had band. I mean, we didn't have video game. We didn't have stuff like that to take our phones and all that. We didn't have any of that.
a
So it
little,
was a big deal.
right. Oh, yeah. It was a big deal. Everybody used to sign up for that.
Yeah, it was a
I
big
was
deal.
a little jaunt into the band thing.
Yeah.
Back in 1986, 87, I think. No, it might have been 85.
What?
Uh, when you first started coming down playing with us.
It was 1985.
Yeah, because 86 is when we finally got Lazarus started. But
Yeah.
I remember specifically, we're set up in Rod's basement. We're rehearsing. We got these fancy lights going. We're down there jamming some tunes. And I see these beige dicky pants and penny loafers coming down the steps with a
No.
12 pack of Michelob Ultra or Light and a button up shirt with the collar up. I swear to God, it looked like Tom Selleck. And you're like, what's up, Jenks? You ready? I'm like, what do you have on? Like, you're in a rock band, dude.
And I couldn't figure out what you had on, so we had a problem right there. But
I probably had spandex on.
yeah, I think you guys did, but I just was like, whoa. But I had this different thought, like the Miami Vice kind of thing to it at the time. Plus, I had that
In the 80s?
turbo Trans Am, and I come in there with the T-tops
Oh
off.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. I mean, 80s rockers was big hair, long hair.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I was
Unless,
I was going for the Robert Palmer Power Station kind of vibe.
well, that was the wrong basement, bro. Sorry. Just like that was the wrong basement.
Yeah.
I still crack up about that. And then as years went, years went on and went on, and then I start working for you. So
Isn't
it's
that
like,
weird how we ended up always together anyway, like in that, and then going out before that at the places, but then end up in the music business on both on either side of it. How funny is
that's,
that though?
brother, that's almost 40 years.
That's like now
Wow.
I'm hiring you to play, and it's just so weird to think about how that ended up together like that. It's like,
I know, because people are like, how long you known Tom? I'm like, well, I've known. I mean, I worked in the color time. We used to repossess people's furniture.
yeah, throwing shit
I
down
go,
the stairs, threatening
I go,
people.
I heard him sing. I was like, why don't you come down jam with us? You're like, ah, you sure you want some of this? I'm like,
It
yeah,
was
come on
really,
down.
it was really fun. I know we have some laughs with it, but I really enjoyed that. I mean, I really
It was
did.
fun. It
I
was.
thought you guys were really good, and Jimmy.
When we start doing taking call-ins, I would like to get Jimmy Penn. He's on the West Coast. Uh, my very first guitar player when I started playing in a band. I'd like to get him and just have him bring us because there's probably things we're missing. And
I know
Jimmy Penn, I was.
one thing. Well, one thing I remember about him is remember he always wanted this grand entrance, so he was like, Tom, no, Gary, I got an idea. How about if Tom carries me in while I'm playing the guitar? He's a big guy, but I go, okay, that's not bad. Gary's like, we'll look at that later. Take a look at that.
I thought that was kind of silly,
I did
actually.
too, but I'll never forget it because it was so like,
You carry me in there and I'll be ripping on my
yeah. He
guitar. I
goes, you
remember.
Gary? I goes, I'll be playing guitar. I go, man, that's kind of weird, but okay, I'll do that.
Well, considering you were 6'4",
I
we're
know. Well,
all
that was
5'5".
he was just really little, so he's like, I'll just play like as you're carrying me out. Like I go, yeah, it's okay. I don't know if I can carry you and the guitar, but okay. Well, that is some
Yeah.
crazy
I'd
stuff,
like to
isn't it?
get him on though. We should have him on sometime. Just even if we do a Zoom like this, just have him on and kind
You
of
know,
let him take us back.
we should be doing every other week or once a month. Have one of the old band guy on the show, talk about some of your shows and together when we did, because I'm sure there's a million stories that would be.
Oh my gosh.
Think about that.
If you don't, unless you got over 24 hours straight, there's just so, and there's probably more you can talk about. I mean, there's stuff I forgot, when Lazarus was on the road. I asked Jimmy or Ronnie, I'd be like, what was that place we played in Grand Rapids? What was that place we played in South Carolina? And he was like, well, you forgot about this place in North Carolina. I'm like, oh gosh, that's right. I forgot. So there's stuff I forget, because it's been since the mid 92, 93, when we were on the road. But there's so much. Um, and a lot of great musicians I've played with through the years, and a lot of professional ones I've met. I met
People that have
one.
passed away,
Wait, oh yeah.
people that passed on that were,
I've been
part of.
pretty fortunate, Thomas, man, and I thank God every day for the career that I had locally in the music business, and the venues and club owners and promoters like yourself and all these other people I worked with. So it's I don't know if I'm not calling it quits, but I'm getting up there and there's things that I want to do outside of music. So we're gonna keep plugging away, see how long. But other than that, we're still rolling, man. We'll be at the Ice House this Saturday.
Well, I could tell you one thing. I know we joke about a lot of stuff, but I don't care what happened prior to the show or any kind of disagreements or whatever. You are always ready to go on showtime. Like no half-ass performances, no pouting about something and playing half. I went through a lot of that with a lot of the musicians are mad about this or that, and then they go up there and kind of the crowd wasn't what they thought, so they didn't want.
They,
You
yeah.
you guys went up there and just did your thing, no matter if there's two people out there.
Well, you
But
have to. I mean, just as well as I do. You have to like enjoy what you're doing.
yeah,
Now there's granted there's some songs I could care for, but I still enjoy playing them because I feed off the crowd, and when I see them enjoying it, it makes me get into it
That's
too.
right.
So,
Yep.
and it's a business. It's just like anything else. You gotta just stay positive while you're in business. You gotta stay positive. You can argue and bitch afterwards.
You know what I
Yeah.
noticed? I noticed there's not a lot of local bands playing around anymore. I haven't seen
No,
what I don't see any.
there's there's a handful still going at it. My old
Not,
band, the Billies, they still go at it.
yeah, they're always going to do it, but I don't see anybody else doing
You
anything.
don't see no new and upcoming. That's what we talked about a
Yeah,
while back. Like, the kids don't go in their basement no more and rehearse like we used to do. They're either too busy playing on their phones or gaming or it's just I don't know. That's we were talking about that. I was talking about that with somebody. It might have been Butch, my old drummer, but I was like, man, you don't ever see kids coming out of the basement going, we're gonna book a gig next week, man. Like they just don't do it. You don't hear
nobody.
of it.
I don't know what it is, but I tell you what, the whole time I was in Las Vegas and traveling to there, and everywhere I went in New York, whatever. Bro, I'm not kidding you. Every single person, I mean, like, can't even look away from it, like for a minute. It's just a non-stop
All
zombie
their
phone.
phones, yeah. Yep. I mean, I see that everywhere. I see it.
But
It's
it's like a zombie. It's not like I put mine down and then every half hour or so just to see if I got anything that I gotta respond to work by. But
yeah, I'm the same way.
I'm talking about sitting and laying and that like that. So I
Yep.
guess I mean obviously there's
We went to my wife and I went out to eat. It was a while back, and there was a booth. I think it might have been Texas Roadhouse or somewhere. Anyway, there was a booth. They probably had to have a family of 8. I think every one of them were on their phones. Every one of them
it's
until like they're
embarrassing.
waiting for their salads or whatever. They're all sitting there like. I'm like, I go, Rebecca, look. She goes, what? I go, look at that table. She goes, well, what about it? I go, every one of them are on their phones. It was like, and I get guilty of it sometimes, but I do like you do. I just check it to see if somebody got a hold of me
Yeah.
from the band. I always get venues calling me or hit me on our Northern Whiskey page. So I always check it. I just had to get back to the lady from the Lordstown Apple Festival because we can't do it. And I hooked another
Oh
buddy's
yeah.
band up with it. But yeah, so I always have to check mine too. But yeah, it's gotten real bad. It's gotten real bad. My nieces, all of them, they're glued to that thing. It's crazy. They're gonna get these radioactive things going through their head, and by the time they're 30, they'll be cuckoo.
Yeah, and it's kind of unfortunate because I remember even back, Gary, when I was let's see, I would have to say about even 15 years ago or a little. I remember my kids begging me to get off the phone. But when you're in that concert business, oh, there's no days off, and
Oh
there's
yeah,
so many things. And I look back now and think, I wish I would have just put the dang thing down and
well,
spent the time. But you just,
what did we do when we didn't have cell phones? What did people do when we didn't have cell phones?
well, you know
We had to
what?
run home and pick a cord off the
Yeah,
wall and rotary dial it.
it's
You know,
it's
so it's
it's the expectations people have that they got a hold of you, and it's instantaneously wanting a return. Like back
yeah,
then, you just knew you weren't going to get a call till I got home or to a phone booth or whatever, so you didn't expect that. But then we got pagers, and then you start expecting page, go to a pay phone, make that call, and then it went
yeah,
to instantaneous boom.
yeah.
Because
I mean,
you'd
I
like
guess
to
it,
get away from people. I mean, my gosh, sometimes you just want to.
you would think. Yeah,
I
you
never,
would think it'd
I
be.
never turn I never have my phone volume on. If somebody calls, I don't ever hear it because I'm not going to have that ringing on every 2 seconds. So I just
Yeah,
shut it
mine
off.
goes down about 8:30, quarter to 9. Mine goes down. 'Cause I get up so early during the week.
I just shut it
But
off, and if I look down, ooh, somebody called. But very rarely do
yeah,
I see it and answer it. Then.
we pack our dogs up and we go up. We got a camp up north by Lake Erie, and the reception up there. So that's kind of nice because it's
It
like my phone
is.
don't go off. It doesn't ring. I got to go to a certain area where I can reach out and talk to my son Zach. But um, just to say goodnight or see how his day was. We talk every day. I don't care where it's at. We talk every day. So I can
Well,
find that spot up there. But other than that, by my area, my camp area, I don't get no reception. There's like no Wi-Fi, no.
that's sometimes like I know
Yeah,
when I
sometimes it's nice.
just because did you get that message or like my kids will like give me question marks because I didn't respond like right away. Like you guys got
Right.
to be kidding me. Every now and then I'm not standing there with my phone going, "Hey, I wonder if somebody's calling me." I mean,
Hey, I didn't know. I don't know if you know or probably heard. I think you might have heard, but I do want to send a big shout out to Kenny Walters from the Huck Up Hillbillies. He was in a motorcycle accident.
oh wow,
He's gonna be okay, thank God. And it was an accident by himself. It wasn't nobody else was involved. But he got busted up. He's got some broken ribs and broken knee and thumb and
ugh.
collarbone. I did speak with him today. He's in the hospital. He says he's sore, but everything's good. But I just wanted to send a shout out to him and hope you get better, brother. And
Yeah,
always keep the rubber side down, man. Always
and
keep it down.
just tell them to keep that. What was that? When I had my tooth, where I had that bad tooth, they kept giving me this stuff that was like,
Morphine.
yeah.
Morphine.
I go, please keep giving me that.
That's the best.
And I had a counter, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I wouldn't let them bring that back in here.
They when I had surgery, they got me prepped to go into surgery. They put something in my IV, and she goes, "How do you feel?" I was like, "Oh, I feel great."
I'm ready
And
to
then
go home. I kept saying, I'm
I
ready to
come
go
out of
home.
surgery.
You're
She
not
kept
going
saying, "You kept wanting a Big Mac." I kept going, "I want a Big Mac."
And
Yeah.
what's funny about that is I had a friend that had a heart attack, and I went to school with him, and we were really close. And he had some issues with cholesterol. He's a guy that they told him to quit eating all the ice cream, and so I came over and he had a tub of light ice cream. I go, bro, that's not. The doctor didn't say you can now eat a tub of light ice cream.
No.
Like that. Like that was his answer to. Well, it's light ice cream. You eat the whole thing. No. So I mean, he had some real issues, and he had a heart attack and
Oh Lord.
called me out of the blue from the room as he's going in. And I was like, hang in there, bro. I said a prayer for him. And he didn't even remember it. Like after it happened, he goes, what? I go, yeah, you gave me a call. He goes, my mom said I called her. And he goes, I called you. I go, I'm right under mom. Wow, that's pretty impressive.
You right?
And he goes, but he
That's
goes, I
good.
didn't remember anything. He goes, I had so much stuff in me. I was just like loopy. I go, well, you sounded normal to me. Huh?
Is he better now?
Yeah, he quit drinking, and
Oh, God bless him.
he had really gotten really bad, and I had not noticed it until we had our kids over, and I go, bro, you're drinking Seagrams at noon? It just seemed odd,
Ooh,
and
that's
then
not good.
when he came out on vacation with me, and he had 8 o'clock in the morning, he had a plastic bottle of Seagrams. I went, bro, it's 8 in the morning. And he goes, here,
Oh
you want
man,
some? I went, yeah, here.
that's
And
not good.
I didn't know. And what happened was what changed his life was a story that I've told, but since we're on this, he had a ring that his dad gave him before he died, and he was a really good athlete. So it was something gold, sports related gold, and it was like before he did like his prize profession, and
Possession, yeah.
he was ripped, he was out, really good alcoholics, you can't tell they're drinking a lot of the time. They just have to have
Mhm.
it. It's not that they have to have it to feel. They have to have it to feel right at a certain point.
Right.
It's
They're
the
usually in a bad mood if they
right.
don't have it.
Or they're shaky. So this brings them.
Right.
So I saw a show about finding gold in Florida. I just saw it. And I came out on the beach like a goofball going, I'm going to find me some gold out here. Like I'm looking, and I'm going to strike it rich. There's a little gold. I happened to look down and there's a little gold band in the sand. I went, oh my God, I did. I pull up at his ring. I go, first of all, how to get down here on the beach? Because he's up by the pool, never comes down to the beach. Secondly, what's the chances of finding me seeing that little glimmer?
Wow, you found his ring?
I found his ring. So when he came down crying, and I told my son that let's joke around with him a little bit, and he goes, no. He goes, I prayed that somebody would return it. He goes, I think somebody stole it, but I told God to please answer this prayer. I can't lose that. I can't lose. I lost my wife. I lost everything. And
Oh,
I go, and he like, it was like a moment like, you've got to be kidding me. I go, yeah, your prayer was answered in 2 seconds. I've been praying for stuff for, you should understand that God's keeping an eye on you. And that day forward, he never drank again. That
oh, God
moment
bless
forward.
him.
How about
Good
that?
deal.
Yep.
Good deal. Good
Turned
story.
turned completely. He really believed that he said a prayer, God answered it, and that was it.
Good.
Yeah. I said, you're
Done nothing
lucky
wrong with
because
that.
I was going to take that thing in a minute. You were never going to see it again. So,
We're going to go cash in and get a couple
yeah,
cocktails.
be glad God was involved because I was ready to
Right.
take it down to the pawn shop.
Right.
I found me a ring. Anybody give me. Well, Gary, we have to go, man.
You got it, brother. Listen, we will, at the audience, listening audience, be patient. We are going to get some call-ins going.
Yeah.
Our producer's out of the state right now,
Yep.
and he'll be back, and we're gonna get cracking and get more consistent. Now that everybody's back in town, so
Everybody puts comments. Tell us something you want us to hit on. Give us some
yeah,
time to
sure.
research. It's things like that,
Maybe
or
some of our old pictures from our hair days.
yeah, like stuff, fun stuff. We don't want to sit and keep beating the crap out of bite ass. It's not our
Right.
goal in life. We're really
No.
tired of it.
Yeah.
But
Feel
we
free to
don't.
write in, man. Give us
But
some topics to talk about.
and we are, but we do want to keep you informed. So we are always going to hit a little bit of that. But
Absolutely.
as always, Gary, thank you, Joe Danier, for giving us this opportunity. Thank you,
Joey,
people
thank you,
out.
bro.
Thank you, people out there, for continuing to support the show. We appreciate it, really do.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, man.
Thanks, Gary.
All
I'll
right,
talk to you
Nostra.
later, buddy. Thanks. Bye. Another great show.
Ah.